I'm going to share with you in this video how to develop extreme levels of social confidence. Now, you're going to be able to take this social confidence and bring it into every single area of your life, including your health or your business, because being socially confident is a very, very powerful skill. Now, a lot of people can't be socially confident because they're too stuck in their minds and they're thinking too much about how to be confident, how to actually think their way into confidence. Now, the truth is that you can't think about how to be confident because what you say doesn't matter as much as how you actually say it, right? It's the way that you say it, not what you say. Now, a lot of people get this completely wrong. Now, by the way, I'm not just talking about social confidence. What I'm going to share with you is going to translate into every single area of your life. So if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego so you can live into your highest vision, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. So what you have to understand is that social confidence comes from a deeper space within you. It's not about thinking. It's not about logic. It's not about what you say to that person. There's no right thing you can say to be confident. There's no right collection of words that you can say to appear confident. Okay, confidence is something that comes from something much deeper than you. It's the sub-communication. It's about your eye contact. It's your voice tonality. It's the way that you say it. But I have a key formula that I'm going to share with you to automatically correct the sub-communications that you have in your social interactions, right? Because when you handle the foundation, automatically your eye contact gets better. Automatically your voice tonality gets better. You start stepping into your power. You stop caring what people think if you apply what I'm going to share with you in this video. Because the other month, a couple months back, I recorded a video called How I Completely Cured My Social Anxiety. Now that video did pretty well, and I didn't go into the finer details of how to actually completely let go of this social anxiety. So I'm going to share this with you in this video because the first thing you need to understand about developing extreme, superhuman levels of confidence is that confidence comes from a deeper space than your ego. Okay, so the first thing you need to know about confidence is letting go of your ego. Because here's the thing is that you're not going to develop confidence by training yourself to be more confident. You can do that. But what you have to realize is that we have certain filters where we're not allowing our true selves to come out. And I'm not saying just to be yourself. Because when you tell somebody to just be themselves, oftentimes that can be the worst advice to tell them when it comes to being more confident. Can you tell somebody to be themselves? Well, themselves and what they consider themselves to be is somebody that's not confident and very shy, doesn't have a lot of social skills, you see, but all of that comes from the ego. That's the conditioning. Right? The conditioning and who that person thinks they are is a non-confident person, right? I'm shy. I don't have good social skills. You tell that person to be themselves, that's a recipe for a complete disaster because you're telling them to be themselves, but who they think to be as themselves is a non-confident, needy person. Now, that's what happens. That's how most people live their life. But what you have to realize is all of that, all of those roles that you play is just a fake persona you've created. It's a role. Some people are playing the nice guy role, right? They're playing the nice guy role. You're not actually a nice guy or somebody. When I say nice guy, what that means is shy, not confident, lack of expression. All of that comes because you have too many filters and you can't actually communicate who you really are at a deeper level. Like I remember a couple years ago, I went through this whole journey where I was learning how to build up my social skills, right? I was like approaching lots of women. I was doing something that you call pickup. I was like picking up women, and I don't really do that anymore because what I realized is that the true way to confidence is by connecting to who you are beyond the conditioning of the mind, right? Letting go of your ego, letting go of the filters, letting go of all the, but how do you actually do that? Okay, Francis, I get what you're saying, but how do I actually connect to that? How do I let go of my ego? Well, what you have to see is that the ego is filters. What are filters? Filter is you're seeing reality through the goggles of your own mind, right? You're blocked by your ego. You're not seeing reality as it is. You're seeing it through the perception of your mind. Now, how do you transcend this? You prioritize becoming more present to the moment. Because when you start prioritizing the present moment, what happens is you naturally let go of the ego, which is the second step to this whole process, is connect deeper to the present moment. Okay, because your ego is a mask. It's a false sense of self. Now that false sense of self is blocking you from your true self, and your true self has no fear, has no anxieties, no shyness. Shyness is a role. Shyness is a false self. It's a construct. You're not actually a shy person. You, at the core, are not even a confident person either. When I say confidence, I'm talking about a deep-rooted confidence that transcends any labels, any limitations, any egotistical, constructs. I'm talking about just pure, raw, true authenticity, where you don't have to pretend to be a confident person, or you're not attached to a shy person identity. You're just actually who you are, which is neither of those things, by the way. Because somebody that's shy then tries to compensate with this macho confidence when deep inside they have insecurities. You see what I'm saying? You ever see people that are just too confident, too much pride? That's not confidence. That's actually a deep-rooted shyness that is being protected with that false confidence. But at the core, they're wounded. They're very wounded. They're not actually confident. I'm talking about actual, deep-rooted confidence where you can look at somebody in the eyes and just see the purity in their soul, the realness, the authenticity. They're an open vessel of real vulnerability, right? They're not fake. You see so many fake people in this world. That's not confidence. Being fake and playing a mask of any kind is not confidence. I'm talking about true confidence. How do you get this? You connect deeper to the present moment. Because here's the next thing I want to share with you, is that in the present moment, there is no fear. Fear exists in the ego. Because what is the ego? The ego is attachment to things, attachment to thoughts, attachment to emotions, attachment to the body, attachment to the mind, attachment to the past and the future. Now the ego is living in the mind. You're not living in the body. You're not living in the present moment. You're not living in the now. You're living in the past and the future. Now that is what creates fear, is the concepts about reality. Actual reality is the way actual reality is. Now your concepts about the reality that you're in is what generates the fear. So here's the ultimate insight that completely brought me to superhuman levels of confidence in my YouTube channel, in my social life, in my relationships, in my health, in my business, pretty much everywhere in my life. This is what I like to call unconditional confidence. So what allowed me to get to this? Now I'm not saying this to show off. I'm saying this because I used to have a lot of social anxiety. I used to be very scared. I used to have ridiculous amounts of anxiety, and now I don't deal with it anymore. I don't care what people think. Of course, there's that 1%, but for the most part, I do not care. I don't allow the projections of others to block my dreams or stop me from taking action or living the life that I want. It's almost like when you tap into the present moment, there's just no fear of any kind, no anxieties, no fears. It's just, you're totally tapped in, you're totally in the flow, right? How do you think I record these videos? I let it come through. Now, what you have to see is that the more you connect to the present moment, the higher levels of confidence that you actually have. And the easier your life becomes socially, health-wise, business-wise. It becomes so easy to live your life. Because fear only exists in the concepts in your mind. The mind creates fear. Your true self, your higher self, has no fear. No fears of any kind. Fears are created by the ego, okay? Ego is fear. Now, when you connect deeper to the present moment, what you're doing is you're peeling back the layers of your ego until all that's left is who you really are, which is just a pure, raw authenticity, which you can call no self-confidence. Confidence that comes from beyond the self, the ego self. The true self has superhuman levels of confidence that, you're not really trying to be confident. You just come off as confident because you're just being who you are. Now, who are you? You are the consciousness that is observing the thoughts, that is observing the mind, that is observing the body. When you let awareness guide your life, that awareness, that presence brings through a ridiculous high level of confidence that the ego can't possibly do. You see, the ego needs conditions to be confident. Awareness doesn't need no conditions to be confident. Awareness is just always confident. Who you are, which is awareness, is just always confident regardless of the conditions. The ego is conditional. You as the true self are unconditional confidence, okay? So realize that the more that you connect to the present moment, the more that you do meditation, the more that you start to embody that state of awareness as your identity versus the ego as your identity, you naturally become more confident because in that presence, you radiate a confidence. People will feel this off of you. It's like you have an aura. It's like you're radiating confidence. It's like it's very subtle. Some people won't understand it. Some people will not really understand it, but at a very deep unconscious level, they perceive you as extremely confident because you're tapping into a higher place than your ego. You see, you think I'm confident. I'm not confident. I'm just being me, but not me as my ego, me as my higher self, as the awareness. That's what I consider to be me. When I say be yourself, I'm not just saying be yourself as the ego. That would be a huge, huge mistake. When I say I'm being who I really am, I'm speaking of something much more different than you are. I'm speaking of consciousness, awareness, no self, no ego. When most people say be yourself, what are they talking about? Talking about shy, mask, ego, not confident. This is who I am, when really, it's not who you are. It's just a fake identity that you've created from the constructs of your past. Now, the more that you connect to the present moment, the more confidence you have that radiates. It's so powerful. People will feel this off of you. It's like you're radiating powerful confidence regardless of the conditions in your life because you're in a state of no resistance. A state of no resistance is extremely confident. You look at Eckhart Tolle, the way he speaks. Does he have shyness? No, because he doesn't even have a self. He has no self. How can you be, like, when you're shy, who is embarrassed? The ego. You're not actually scared. You're not actually shy. Your ego is. But guess what? You are not the ego. You ever heard Buddha once say, Buddha has a quote, no self, no problem. Now, of course, this goes much deeper than social confidence. That's just like a little bonus. You have no attachment to thoughts, no attachment to emotions, no attachment to finances. That's true enlightenment. But also, you have a high level of confidence. Look at any enlightened master, the way they speak. They're one with the universe. So obviously, you have no shyness because there's no self to be shy. Who is being shy? A construct. A construct is being shy. But are you that construct is the question. Or is the construct just a construct that you've attached to when that's not really who you are? This is what all pickup points to, by the way. actual true confidence. You can train your social skills, you can talk to a million people, you can approach as many people as you want, but I wish somebody taught me this so I didn't have to waste my time approaching thousands of people in the past to build my social skills, just to come to the conclusion that you don't have to do any of that. Just tap into your true self and let the true self unfold that confidence. Okay? That is true confidence right there. That is true confidence. Now I'm going to share with you a little bonus here. The bonus I want to share with you to develop higher levels of confidence. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more, debatable. Some people may not agree, but I'm just going to add as a bonus, which is if you really want to be confident in your life socially, you really want to manage your sexual energy. Okay? You want to make sure you manage the energy in the right way, because when you release your sexual energy, when you're watching certain things online, this actually, by the way, this applies to whether you're a woman or a man, but you're releasing life force. You're letting go of your true essence, and that kills your confidence. Now, I can't prove this, but I've noticed in my life that the more that I manage my sexual energy, meaning that I retain it, I am conscious of who I give that to, right? Like, I'm very conscious. I don't just I'm very conscious of it now. Okay, you want to be very conscious, because what I notice is that the more that I manage that energy and I don't give it away to random things, like watching certain things on the internet, you got to realize that that will take your confidence to the next level, especially when you combine it to presence, combine it with being present to the moment, combine it with no ego. If you combine, retaining your sexual energy and also being connected to the present moment, your confidence will be superhuman. You will be shocked. Now, once again, I can't prove this, but I'm only speaking from experience that my confidence skyrocketed to ridiculous levels when I combined a state of no ego and also completely cutting out certain habits from my life that connect with, releasing your sexual energy. Now, I don't want to use these words because, YouTube might flag this, so I'm just going to stick with retaining sexual energy. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you want to be very conscious how you manage that sexual energy, who you give it to, what you give it to, right? Are you watching certain things? Are you wasting that life force? Because that life force is what creates life. Now, if you manage that and you channel that energy, you'll become very, very, very confident, okay? I was going to refrain from talking about this topic on my channel, which is why maybe you notice some hesitation. It's because, this topic is debatable, but I've noticed in my experience that this helps you to get very, very confident. The moment that I committed to managing my sexual energy and totally retaining it 100%, what I found is that my whole being changed. How I relate to the world, how I talk to people. I dropped out of school, I did this, I did that. I think it's connected to sexual energy a lot, okay? Because sexual energy is creative energy. Now, when you combine letting go of the ego and also building up that energy within you, watch what happens to your confidence. Now, that's a bonus. I think that it's a significant piece of the puzzle, but it's also about letting go of your ego. That's the main piece. That's the main piece of the puzzle, okay? Sexual energy, I'd say that's a bonus. I'd say that's a huge bonus that you'll probably realize yourself as you become more present. But you got to see that true confidence comes from unconditional love and awareness. Okay, period. True confidence comes from unconditional love and awareness. That is the truth. You'll notice this in your life. I can't tell you how to be confident, what to say. I can tell you, align yourself internally with the right energy, and you'll naturally align with the highest version of you that is already confident beyond labels, interpretations, masks, filters, past conditioning, fears about the future. All of that is your ego. Let go of the ego and watch your confidence skyrocket to ridiculous superhuman levels. Okay, so once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego so you can live into your highest vision, step up into the life that you truly want to create, let go of the anxieties, let go of the fears, let go of the conditioning, but not just let go of that survival, but then step into thriving and live into your highest vision, then hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.